Hello, thank you for joining me. Please make sure to subscribe. We're going to be doing Daf Hey, starting at the top. Amar Rav Nachman, Im Talmud Chacham Hu, Ein Tzarech. Amar Bayav Talmud Chacham Miboyle Lemeimar Chad Psuka Derachmi, Kagon B'Yad Chav Kedruchi Padisa Osi Hashem Eilemes. Im Talmud Chacham Hu, Ein Tzarech. If one is a Torah scholar, he does not need to repeat the Shema before going to sleep. A different opinion regarding a Torah scholar. Amar Abaya said, even a Torah scholar must recite one verse that makes mention of God's mercy before going to sleep. For example, in your hand I entrust my spirit, you redeem me, Hashem, God of truth. The Gemara suggests 4 strategies to refrain from sinning, based on the verse cited above. Tremble and sin not. Reflect in your hearts while on your beds, and be utterly silent. Selah. Amar of Levi Bar Chama, Amar of Shimon ben Lakish. Rav Levi Bar Chama said in the name of Rav Shimon ben Lakish, La'olam yargiz adam yetzer tov al yetzer hara. A person should constantly agitate his good inclination to fight against his evil inclination. Shenemar, as it is stated, v'ridzu v'al techetor. Tremble, i.e. be agitated, and sin not. Imnitz chomutav, if he vanquishes it, fine. V'imlav yasak b'torah. But if not, he should engage in Torah study. Shenemar, as it is stated in that verse, Imru l'bivavchem, reflect in your hearts. Imnitz chomutav, if he vanquishes it, fine. V'imlav yikra kriya shema. But if not, he should recite the Shema. Shenemar, as it is stated in that verse, al mishkavchem, on your beds. Imnitz chomutav, if he vanquishes it, fine. But if not, he should remind himself of the day of death. Shenemar, as it is stated at the end of that verse, V'domu Selah, and be utterly silent, Selah. Another teaching from Rav Levi Bar Chama in the name of Rav Shimon ben Lakish. V'amar Rav Levi Bar Chama, Amar Rav Shimon ben Lakish. Amar Rav Levi Bar Chama said in the name of Rav Shimon ben Lakish, what is the meaning of that which is written? I shall give you the tablets of stone and the Torah and the commandment which I have written to teach them. We're halfway through the second column on 5A1. The verse is interpreted phrase by phrase. Luchos, tablets, elu aser sadiros. These refer to the 10 commandments. Torah, zeh mikra. This refers to scripture, mitzvah, and the commandment. Zo Mishnah. This refers to the Mishnah. Asher kasafti, which I have written, elu neviim uksuvim. These refer to the prophets and writings. Lo rosam, to teach them. Ze Gemara. This refers to the Gemara. Melamid shekulam nitnu l'Moshe misinai. The verse thus teaches that all of them were given to Moses at Sinai. The Gemara returns to the topic of the bedtime Shema. Amar Rabbi Yitzchak said, Kol HaKorah Kriya Shema Al Mitaso, whoever recites the Shema at his bedside before going to sleep, Ki'ilu Oches Cherev Al Shtei Piyos Biyado, is considered as though he holds a double-edged sword in his hand to ward off the forces of evil. Shenemar, for it is stated, Romamos el begronom v'cherev pifios biyadam. The lofty praises of God are in their throats, and a double-edged sword is in their hand. The Gemara asks, My mashma, what indicates that this verse refers to the bedtime Shema? The Gemara answers, Amar Marzutra of the Itema Ravashi. Marzutra, and some say it was Ravashi, said, Me'resha din yada. This is inferred from the beginning of the topic. Dichsev, for it is written in the previous verse, Yalzu chasidim b'chavod yiranu al meshkavosam. Let the devout exult in glory, let them sing joyously upon their beds. Dichsev basrei, and immediately after that verse it is written, Romamos el begronav v'cheref bifios biyadam. The lofty praises of God are in their throats, and a double-edged sword is in their hands. Another teaching from Rabbi Yitzchak concerning the bedtime Shema. Varma Rabbi Yitzchak, and Rabbi Yitzchak said, Kol hakora kriya Shema al mitasa, regarding anyone who recites the Shema at his bedside before going to sleep, mazikin b'deilin emenu, demons keep away from him. Shenemar, as it is stated, uvnei reshef yagbiyu wolf, and the spirits reshef soar in flight. The derivation is explained. The ein of el Torah, and the word of is interpreted here as referring only to Torah. Shenemar, for it is stated elsewhere that of is associated with Torah. Hatoi feinecha bo ve'einenu. You close hasa'if your eyes to it, the Torah, and it is gone. The ein reshef el mazikin, and the word reshef is interpreted here as referring only to demons. Shenemar, for it is stated elsewhere that reshef is associated with demons. Bloating of famine, battles of Reshef and Ketev Meriri. The Gemara cites a different interpretation of this verse, and the spirits soar in flight. Amar Reb Shimon ben Lakish. Reb Shimon ben Lakish said, Kol osek b'Torah, regarding anyone who engages in Torah study, Yisurin b'deilin emenu, afflictions keep away from it. Shenemar, as it is stated, Uvnei reshef yagbiu uf, and the spirits reshef soar in flight. Ve'ein uf el Torah, and the word uf is interpreted here as referring only to the Torah. Shenemar, for it is stated elsewhere that uf is associated with Torah. Hatoi feinecha bo ve'einenu, you close hasa'if your eyes to it, the Torah, and it is gone. Ve'ein reshef el yisurim, and the word reshef is interpreted here as referring only to afflictions. Shenemar, we're at the top of the second column, 5a2. Shenemar, for it is stated elsewhere that Reshef is associated with afflictions. V'zei rav u'luchume Reshef, bloating of famine, battles of Reshef. The Gemara asks why the preceding exposition is needed to teach that Torah protects one from suffering. Amar Rabbi Yochanan said to Reb Shimon ben Lakish, but even school children know it from a verse in the Pentateuch, Shenemar, as it is stated, Vayomer im shemar tishma lekol Hashem Elohecha. He said, if you diligently listen to the voice of Hashem your God, vayashar beinev taseh, and to do what is just in His eyes, va'azanta lemitzvosav v'shemarta kol chukav. Give ear to His commandments and observe all His decrees. Then any of the diseases that I placed upon Egypt I will not bring upon you. For I am Hashem your healer. Rabbi Yochanan answers by teaching a point about Torah study that cannot be derived from the preceding verse. Rather, regarding anyone who has the opportunity to engage in Torah study, but does not do so, HaKadosh Baruch Hu mevi alav yisurim b'mechoraron v'ochrodoso. The Holy One, blessed is He, brings upon him repulsive afflictions that make him repulsive. Shenemar, as it is stated, Ne'elamti dumia chashesi mitov u'che'evi nekar. I became mute with stillness, I was silent from the good, tov, and my pain became repulsive. Ve'ein tov el Torah. And the word tov is interpreted here as referring only to the Torah. Shenemar, for it is stated elsewhere that Tov is associated with Torah. Ki lekach tov nasati lochem torasi al tazovu. For I have given you good Tov doctrine, do not abandon my Torah. Another teaching based on the last mentioned verse, for I have given you good doctrine, etc. Reb Zera, v'item Reb Chanina bar Papa, Reb Zera, and some say it was Reb Chanina bar Papa, said, Come and see how unlike the characteristic of the Holy One, blessed is He, is the characteristic of a person of flesh and blood. The characteristic of a person of flesh and blood is such that when a person sells a cherished object to his fellow, Mocher otet v'lokeach sameach. The seller is sad and the buyer is happy. Aval HaKadosh Baruch Hu eino kain. But the Holy One, blessed is He, is not that way. Nasan lahem Torah liyisrael v'samach. He gave the Torah to Israel and he rejoiced. Shenamar, as it is stated, Ki lekach tov nafsati lochem torasi al tazovu. For I have given you good doctrine, do not abandon my Torah. We're at the top of 5a3. The Gemara records another teaching that links suffering to neglect of Torah study. Amar Rava v'yitemer Rav Chisda. Rava said, and some say it was Rav Chisda said, Imro adam she'isurin ba'in alav. If a person sees that afflictions are befalling him, yifashfes b'masav, he should investigate his deeds to determine which sin he may have committed that would cause such suffering. Shenemar, as it is stated, Nach b'sod rochenu v'nach koro v'noshuva ad Hashem. Let us search and examine our ways and return to Hashem. Pishbesh v'lo matzah. If he examined his deeds and did not find anything, Yidle b'vitul Torah, he should attribute his affliction to neglect of Torah study. Shenemar, as it is stated, Ashri HaGever Asher tiyasrenu ya u'mitarascha salamdenu. Fortunate is the man whom God afflicts and whom you teach from your Torah. V'in tala v'lo matzah. And if he attempted to attribute his afflictions to neglect of Torah study and did not find anything, it can be assumed that they are afflictions of love, Shenemar, as it is stated, for Hashem rebukes the one he loves. 5a4. Another teaching about afflictions of love. Amar Rava, Amar Rav Schora, Amar Rav Huda. Rava said in the name of Rav Schora, who said it in the name of Rav Huda. Whomever the Holy One, blessed is He, desires midako b'yisur, He crushes with afflictions. Shenemar, as it is stated, V'Hashem chafetz dako echeli, and the one whom Hashem desires, He crushed with sickness. Yachal afilu lo kiblo me'ahava. Now one might have thought that this applies even if he does not accept the affliction with love. Talmud Lotmar. Scripture therefore states in the continuation of the verse, Im tasim asham nafsho. Im tasim asham nafsho. If his soul acknowledges guilt, asham, which can be interpreted as linking afflictions to an asham offering, thereby teaching that ma asham ladas, just as an asham offering is accepted only if it is brought with consent, af yisurim ladas, so too afflictions of this nature are visited upon a person only if they are accepted with consent. The Gemara continues expounding this verse. Vim kibul amash tzcharo, and if he accepts the afflictions with love, what is his reward? Yivazer yarech yavim, he will see offspring and live long days. V'la'od, and not only that, eloshatalmuda muskayim biyado, but he will retain his studies. Shenemar, as it is stated at the end of the verse, v'chefetz Hashem biyado yitzlach, and the desire of Hashem will succeed in his hand. The Gemara cites a dispute about the extent of afflictions of love. Plige ba Rabbi Yaakov Baridi v'Rav Acha bar Chanina. Rabbi Yaakov Baridi and Rav Acha bar Chanina disagreed about it. Chad Amar, one of them says, Eluhem Yisurin Shalahava, these are considered afflictions of love. Kol she'ein bohen bitul Torah, all those that do not involve, i.e. cause neglect of Torah study. Shenemar, as it is stated, Ashri HaGever she'tiyasrenu ya u'mitarascha salamdenu. Fortunate is the man whom God afflicts and whom you still teach from your Torah. B'chad Amar, and the other one says, Eluhen Yisurin Shalahava, these are afflictions of love. Kol she'ein bohen bitul tefillah, all those that do not involve neglect of prayer. Shenemar, as it is stated, Baruch Elohem asher lo heisir tefillasi v'chazdo me'iti. Blessed is God who has not turned away my prayer or His loving kindness from me. The Gemara records a third opinion. Amalahu Rabbi Abba Berei the Reb Chia bar Abba. Reb Abba, the son of Reb Chia bar Abba, said to them, Yaakov Beridi and Rav Acha bar Chanina, Hachi Amar Rabbi Chia bar Abba, Amar Rabbi Yochanan. This is what Reb Chia bar Abba said in the name of Rabbi Yochanan. Elu ve'elu Yisurin Shalahavahem. Both these and those, i.e. even tribulations that cause neglect of Torah study and prayer, are considered afflictions of love. Shenemar, as it is stated, Ki es hashayev Hashem yochiach, for Hashem rebukes the one he loves. Elamat Talmud Lomer, but then what does Scripture teach by stating, fortunate is the man whom God afflicts and whom you teach from your Torah, which implies that such afflictions do not prevent a person from studying Torah. Al Tikrei Salamdenu, do not read this as it is written, Salamdenu, you teach him, El Salamdenu, rather read it as though it were written, Salamdenu, you teach us. The verse thus means, Davar Zeh Mitorascha Til Salamdenu. You taught us this matter, namely that fortunate is the man whom God afflicts from your Torah, Kavachomer Mishem V'ayin, through a Kavachomer based on the law of the tooth or eye of a Canaanite slave, Ma Shem V'ayin Shein Echad Me'avav Shel Adam. Now, if the loss of a tooth or eye, which is only one of the limbs of a person, Eved Yotz Behem L'cherus, a slave goes free on account of it, Yisur and Shem Markin Kol Gufo Shel Adam, then afflictions which purge a person's entire body, Alachas Kama V'Kama, all the more so should a person be freed, i.e. from sin on the account of them. The same lesson can be derived from a Gzera Shava. V'hainu the Rabbi Shimon ben Lakish, and this is in effect what Rabbi Shimon ben Lakish said. The Amar of Shimon ben Lakish, for Rabbi Shimon ben Lakish said, Nemar bris b'melech, the word covenant is stated in reference to salt. Nemar bris b'yisurin, and the word covenant is stated in reference to afflictions. Nemar bris b'melech, the word covenant is stated in reference to salt. The chsiv, as it is written, v'lo sashkis melech bris. You may not discontinue the salt of the covenant. Nemar bris b'yisurin, and the word covenant is stated in reference to afflictions. The chsiv, as it is written, ila divrei abris. These are the words of the covenant. This analogy teaches the following: Ma bris ha'amor b'melech, just as in the case of the covenant stated in reference to salt. Melach mam tekes as a basar, the salt sweetens the meat. Af bris ha'amor b'yisurin, so too in the case of the covenant stated in reference to afflictions, Yisurim Remarkin Kolav and also Shaladim, the afflictions purge all a person's sins. The Gemara cites a brisa that also deals with this topic. Tanya, it was taught in a brisa of Shimon ben Yochai Omer. Reb Shimon ben Yochai said, Shalosh Matanos Tovas Nasan HaKadosh Baruch Hu Yisrael. The Holy One, blessed is He, gave 3 good gifts to Israel. B'chulan, Lo Nasanan, Ela Al Yidei Yisurin, and He gave all of them only through suffering. Elohim, they are Torah V'Eretz Yisrael V'Olam Haba, Torah, the land of Israel, and the world to come. The scriptural sources, Torah Minayin, from where do we know that Torah is acquired only through suffering? Shenemar, for it is stated, Ashrei HaGever Shediasrenu Ya, V'Torascha Salamdenu. Fortunate is the man whom God afflicts, and to whom you teach from your Torah. Eretz Yisrael, the land of Israel, is acquired only through suffering. The chsiv, as it is written, Ki kasher yasir ish es beno Hashem Elohecha miyasrecha. Just as a father will chastise his son, so Hashem God chastises you. Chsiv basrei, and it is written immediately after that verse, Ki Hashem Elohecha meviyacha el eretz tova, for Hashem your God is bringing you to a good land. Olam haba, the world to come is acquired only through suffering. The chsiv, as it is written, Ki ner mitzvah v'torah or, v'derachayim tochos musar, for the commandments are a candle and the Torah is light, and reproofs of instruction are the way of life. A brisa that discusses afflictions of love. Tana Kamed Rabbi Yochanan. A Tana, i.e. a teacher of brisa, taught the following brisa before Rabbi Yochanan. Kol ha'osek b'Torah u'b'gemilas chasadim, whoever engages in studying Torah and in bestowing kindness. We're to start at the top of Hey on Beis, or 5b1 at the top. The kover es banav, and buries his son. Mochel and lo al kol avonosav, is forgiven for all his sins. Rabbi Yochanan questions this brisa. Amar Rabbi Yochanan said to the Tana, Bishlama Torah Gmilas Chasadim. It is understandable that studying Torah and bestowing kindness causes one's sins to be forgiven. The Chsifra, it is written, Bechesed be'emes yichup harav, and through kindness and truth, iniquity will be forgiven. Chesed zog milas chasadim, kindness, this is a reference to bestowing kindness. Shenever, as it is stated, Rodef tzedakah v'chesed yimtzal chaim tzedakah v'chavod. One who pursues righteousness and kindness will find life, righteousness, and honor. Emes Torah, truth, this is a reference to studying Torah, Shenever, as it is stated, Emes Knei V'al Timkor, purchase truth, Torah, and do not sell. Elakova is one of Minayim, but from where does the Brisa derive that one who buries his sons has his sins forgiven? The Gemara gives the source. Tana Le'ahu Sava Mishum Reb Shimon ben Yochai, a certain elder taught him, Reb Yochanan, the following in the name of Reb Shimon ben Yochai. Asya Avan Avan is derived by the means of Exer Shava that links two mentions of the words iniquity, iniquity. Ksiv Hacha, it is written here, Bechesed v'emes yichup harav, through kindness and truth, iniquity will be forgiven. Ksiv Hasam, and it is written elsewhere, U'mishalim avon avos el chek b'neihem, and who repays the iniquity of the fathers into the bosom of their children. The Gemara resumes its discussion about the types of suffering that cannot be afflictions of love. Amar Rabbi Yochanan said, Negam uvanim einon yisurin shalahava. Tsaras and deprivation of children are not afflictions of love. The Gemara asks, Unegam lo, and is it true that tsaras is not an affliction of love? V'atanya, but it was taught in a brisa to the contrary. Kol mi sheyesh bo me'echad mi'arba maros negaim halalu. Regarding anyone on whom there is one of these four appearances of tzaras, einon ela mizbach kapar. They are nothing other than an altar of atonement. This implies that tzaras is indeed an affliction of love. The Gemara answers, mizbach kapara havu. Tzaras is an altar for atonement. Yisurin shall have a lo havu, but it is not an affliction of love. An alternative answer, Vibo Seiman, if you prefer to say that, Halon, this, i.e. the Brisa, which implies that Tzaras could be an affliction of love, applies to us, the Jews of Babylonia, Vahalahu, whereas this, i.e. Rabbi Yochanan's statement that Tzaras is not an affliction of love, applies to them, the Jews of Eretz Yisrael. A third answer, Vibo Seiman, if you prefer to say that Habatzina, this, i.e. the Brisa, which implies that Tzaras could be an affliction of love, refers to Tzaras that is concealed. Prefer Hestia, whereas this, i.e. Rabbi Yochanan's statement that Tzaras is not an affliction of love, refers to Tzaras that is exposed. The Gemara now seeks to clarify the second part of Rabbi Yochanan's statement that deprivation of children is not an affliction of love. Uvanim lo, and is deprivation of children not an affliction of love? Hechidami, what is the case? How do you understand deprivation of children? If you say that it refers to one who had children and they died, the following problem arises. But Rabbi Yochanan will say, Dain Garmadash Shira Bir. This is a bone of my 10th son, which implies that Rabbi Yochanan lost 10 sons. Thus we see that the loss of children can indeed be an affliction of love for a righteous person such as Rabbi Yochanan would surely be visited with no other type of affliction. The Gemara answers, Eloha delo havulei klal. Rather, this Rabbi Yochanan's statement, deprivation of children is not an affliction of love, refers to one who did not have children at all. Whereas this, i.e. the case in which deprivation of children is an affliction of love, is where one had children and they died in his lifetime. The Gemara records several incidents in which sages were afflicted with sufferings. Reb Chia bar Abba Chalash. Reb Chia bar Abba was ill. Rabbi Yochanan went to visit him. And he asked him, Chavivin alacha yisurin, are these afflictions dear to you? Amalei, Reb Chia bar Abba answered him, Lo hein v'lo schar, neither they nor their reward. Amalei, Rabbi Yochanan said to him, Havli yadach, give me your hand. Yahav le yadei v'okmei. Reb Chia bar Abba gave him his hand, and Rabbi Yochanan revived him. A similar incident, Rabbi Yochanan Chalash, Rabbi Yochanan was ill. Allah gave me Reb Chanina. Amalei, Reb Chanina went in to visit him and asked him, Havivin alacha yisurin, are these afflictions dear to you? Amalei, Rabbi Yochanan answered him, Lo hein v'lo schar, neither they nor their reward. Amalei, Reb Chanina said to him, Havli yadach, give me your hand. Yahav le yadei v'okmei. Rabbi Yochanan gave him his hand, and Reb Chanina revived him. The Gemara asks, Amai, why did Rabbi Yochanan need Reb Chanina's help? Lokim, Rabbi Yochanan l'nafshe, let Rabbi Yochanan revive himself. The Gemara answers, Amri, they said, Ein chovush mati ratzman bes hasur. A captive cannot release himself from prison. He needs help from someone outside. Another incident regarding suffering. Rabbi Eliezer Chalash, Rabbi Eliezer was ill. Alagaber Rabbi Yochanan. Rabbi Yochanan went in to visit him. Chazad Dahavu Ka Gani Bevais, Afil. He saw that Rabbi Eliezer was lying in a dark room. Gali Elidari V'Nafil Nahor. Rabbi Yochanan exposed his arm and light fell in the room. Chazad Dahavu Ka Bachi Rabbi Eliezer. He saw that Rabbi Eliezer was crying. Amalei Rabbi Yochanan. Amalei. Rabbi Yochanan asked him, Amai kabachis, why are you crying? If it is because you did not accumulate as much Torah knowledge as you wanted, Shaninu, what we learned in a Mishnah with regard to sacrifices, Echad Amarbe ve'echad Amamet, both the offering of one who gives much and the offering of one who gives little are equally pleasing to God. Provided he directs his heart to heaven. Accordingly, even though you did not learn as much as you would have liked, since your intentions are pure, there is no reason to cry. And if you are crying because of the lack of food, i.e. your dire financial situation, that too is no reason to cry. Lo kol adam zoch l'shtei shulchanos, because not everyone merits two tables. And if you are crying because of your children who died, this is the bone of the 10th son that I lost. Rabbi Elazar said to Rabbi Yochanan, Lahai Shufra, the Bali Ba'afra Kabachina. It is on account of this beauty, i.e. the beauty of Rabbi Yochanan, which will rot in the earth, that I am crying. Rabbi Yochanan said to him, for this you should certainly cry. And they said both cried. In the meantime, Rabbi Yochanan asked him, are these afflictions dear to you? Rabbi Elazar said to him, neither they nor the reward. Rabbi Yochanan said to him, have the yadach, give me your hand. Yav le yadei v'okmei. Rabbi Elazar gave him his hand, and Rabbi Yochanan revived him. An incident that involved afflictions of a financial nature. Rav Huna had 400 barrels of wine that soured, i.e. turned to vinegar. Alagabe Rabbi Yehuda Achud, the Rav Salah Chasida Rabbanan. Rabbi Yehuda, the brother of Rav Salah Chasida, as well as other sages, went to visit him. And some say that it was Ravada bar Ahava and other sages who visited him. We're at the top of 5b3. And they said to him, La'ayin mar b'milei, let Master Rav Huna examine his affairs to determine the cause of his loss. He said to them, Umay chashidna beinaychu, Am I a suspect in your eyes? Amulei, they said to him, Mi choshid kucha brichu da'avadina belodina. Is the Holy One blessed is he suspect of punishing without justice? Amuhu, he said to them, Yikaman deshmiya alai milsa lema. If there is anyone who heard something about me that I must rectify, let him speak. Amulei, they responded to him, Hachi shmiyalan. This is what we heard about you. The Lo Yohiv Mar Shabishal Arise. Master did not give branches to his sharecropper. He said to them, Mika Shavik li midi minei. Did he leave me any of them? Hakaganav lekule. He stole all of them from me. That is, he took far more than his rightful share. They said to him, Hainu Dharma Inchi. This is an example of the popular adage. Basar Ganava Gnova Tamatain. Steal from a thief and feel the taste of stealing. Amalahu, he said to them, Kabilna alai the Hivnalei. I accept upon myself to give him his share of the remaining branches. Yikadarmi Hadar Chala V'Havachama. Some say that thereupon a miracle occurred and the vinegar reverted to wine. V'Yikadarmi Yakar Chala V'Yizdavin V'Midmei Dechama. And others say that the price of vinegar rose and his vinegar sold at the price of wine. The Gemara returns to the subject of prayer. Tanya, it was taught in a brisa. Abba Binyamin Omer. Abba Binyamin says, Al Shnei Dvarim Hayisi Mitzdar Kol Yaman. All my days I took pains over these two matters. Al Tfilasi Shetei Lefnei Mitasi. I took pains over my prayer to ensure that it would be recited before my bed. And I took pains over my bed to ensure that it would be placed with its length running from north to south. The Gemara explains the first part of Abba Binyamin's statement. I took pains over my prayer to ensure that it would be recited before my bed. What does Abba Binyamin mean by before my bed? If you say that it literally means before my bed, but this cannot be so, for Rabbi Yehuda has said in the name of Rav Itema, Rabbi Yeshua ben Levi, and some say that he said it in the name of Rabbi Yeshua ben Levi. From where is it known that when one is praying there should not be anything that separates between him and the wall? Shenamar, for it is stated, V'yasev Chizkiyo Panav Elakir V'yispalel. Hezekiah turned his face to the wall and prayed. The Gemara answers, Lo Teimel Lefnei Mitasi. Do not say that Abba Binyamin literally means before my bed. Rather say that he means close to my bed, i.e. close to the time that he arose from his bed. The Gemara now explains the second part of Abba Binyamin's statement. And I took pains over my bed to ensure that it would be placed from north to south. Rabbi Chama Rabbi Chanina Amar Rabbi Yitzchak. Reb Chama, the son of Reb Chanina, said in the name of Rabbi Yitzchak, whoever places his bed from north to south will have male children, as it is stated, and with your concealed treasure you will fill their belly, they will be sated with sons. The Gemara records another reward for placing one's bed along a north-south line. Reb Nachman Bar Yitzchak Amar, Reb Nachman Bar Yitzchak said, in addition, his wife will not miscarry. It is written here, it's from Chatamali Vietnam. And with your concealed treasure you will fill their belly. And it is written elsewhere, when her term to bear grew full, then behold, there were twins in her womb. Another brisa that records an opinion of Abba Binyamin. Tanya, it was taught in a brisa, Abba ben Yamin Omer. Abba ben Yamin says, Shnayim shenichnasu leispalel. If two people entered a synagogue to pray, Chadam echad mehem leispalel, and one of them finished praying first, Lo himtin es chavero v'yatza, and he did not wait for his fellow to finish, but left the synagogue, leaving the other there alone, Tofen lo tfilasu b'fanav. His prayer is tossed aside in front of him. Shenemar, for it is stated, Torah nashal ba'apol, halamancha te'azei varetz. He who tears himself apart in his anger, do you think that the world will be abandoned for your sake? Lo'od, and not only this, but he even causes the divine presence to be removed from Israel. Shenemar, as it is stated in the continuation of that verse. The rock will be dislodged from his place. The word rock is interpreted here as referring only to the Holy One, blessed is He. Tzur Yilad Choteshi. Shenemar Tzur Yilad Choteshi. It is stated, you ignored the rock who gave birth to you. The Baraisa continues, and if he did wait for him, then what is his reward? And we'll see the answer to that question on the next daf. Thank you for joining me. Please remember to subscribe. I'll see you next time.